guys. Today I'm going to take you through the song tutorial for the song Lava by Pixar. Lava is a really fun song to play. It's kind of long, but it's pretty repetitive, so if you can get the first parts pretty good, you really know the whole song. So I'm going to take you through this tutorial, and you shouldn't be doing this tutorial until you have already done the chord tutorial for the G7 chord, because you're going to need to make that transition to G7 many times in this song. So if you're not 100% on your G7 yet, you want to make sure you go back and repeat that chord tutorial and do the exercises until you're pretty good at switching to G7 chord. Okay, so let's recap the three chords that are going to be in this song. It's going to start with a C, so I'll put the chord graphic up there. C is, if you're using my sticker system, it's the pink dot, but if not, it's just your third finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. Go ahead and give it a strum, make sure it sounds right. Okay. The other chord that's in this is the F chord. So you have to put your middle finger there on the 2nd fret, put your first finger down, play your F chord, make sure it sounds good. Okay. And then the newest of the chords is G7. So remember that when you're going from F to G7, you're not moving your pointer finger, you're keeping it put, and you are just moving your 2nd and 3rd finger into place to play G7, strum that. Okay, there's your G7. And those are the only 3 chords that we need for this song. So if you take a look, there is an attached document to this lesson that will give you the chord chart for the song. And if you take a look at the chord chart, when I make my chord charts, what I do is I put the number of down strums after each chord, because I find for beginner students, when you're just reading a chord chart and it only has the chord there and you don't know when to switch, it's a little bit confusing. So what I do is there's a number in parentheses, and that's how many times you're going to strum on that chord. The top of the chord chart always gives you the chord you're going to need to know for the song, and I'm going to take you through the verse and the chorus of this, because once you know the verse and the chorus, you pretty much know the whole song. So let's go ahead and take a look at the verse. Now I'm going to be putting these up in the video so that you can see them, but you should also have it in front of you. If you take a look at the verse, we're going to start on C and we're going to strum it 4 times. We're going to move to G7 4 times, and then we're going to move to F 4 times. And that's easy enough. But what happens in this song, and it happens quite a bit, is they throw a chord in there where you only strum twice. In this case, it's a C chord. You only strum twice and then you switch to the next chord. And that can be a little bit of a struggle, because you kind of just get in that habit of 4, 4, 4, 4, and then when you see 2, it's like you forget to switch. So let's go ahead and go through that. So let's take a look at verse 1. We're starting on a C and we're going to strum it 4 times. Okay, so we're going to do 4 times on C for the words a long time ago. Now we're going to switch to G7. Put your first finger down, 2nd and 3rd finger, 4 times. There was a volcano. And now, if you're going from G7 to F, keep your pointer finger in the exact same spot and just move that middle finger to F. Okay, I have to do that again. If I'm at G7, I just keep my pointer finger down and set the middle finger down 4 times on F. Living all alone. Now we jump back to C 2 times in the middle of the, and then we jump to G7 4 times. C, 2, 3, 4. Okay? That pattern actually repeats 2 or 3 times in every verse of the song. So it's just a pattern. It happens 3 times in a row. So let's just do the pattern of the verse, okay? So from the beginning, you're going to have C for 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch to G7 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jump to F. Just move your middle finger over. F, 2, 3, 4. Jump to C for 2. 1, 2. And then move to G7 for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. So if you have your chord chart in front of you, That's what you want to practice. I want you to practice it slow. Do not feel like you have to take it up to tempo. Just practice those switches between the chords, because those transitions are what's going to make or break whether or not you can play the song. And the play along, which is the next lesson that comes after that you shouldn't do until you're really, really confident with playing it by yourself with the chord chart, because the fun thing about play alongs is that they're fun and you can have all the instruments behind you and you're like, this is great. I feel like I'm really playing the song. But play along videos definitely show you your weakness too, right? Like you're like, oh, I thought I knew that a lot better than I knew that. And so the play alongs are really not meant for you until you've mastered actually playing it by yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and play through verse 1, and I'm going to play it slower than it would be on the recording. But if you want to try to play along with me, then we can get through the verse and then we'll go to the chorus. Okay? So verse 1 goes like this, starting on your C chord 4 times. 1. A long, long time ago, switch to G7 4 times. There was a volcano, switch to F. Living all alone, C for 2, in the middle of the, switch to G7, C. Let's keep going this time. C. He sat high above his bay, G7, watching all the couples play, move your F, and wishing that, here's your C for 2, he had someone, switch to G7, 2, back to C, and from his lover came this, G7, song of hope that he sang out, F loud, every day, go to C, for years, and switch to G7, years, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So the verses are kind of long, but it's the same pattern over and over again. C for 4, G7 for 4, F for 4, C for 2, and then back to G7 for 4. So that's your verse. And you have several of them in the song, but they are all the exact same pattern. So if you can play through verse 1, you can play through all of the verses because they are the exact same chords. Let's go ahead and move to the chorus. Okay. Now, if you take a look at the chorus is a little bit easier because everything is strummed 4 times except for the very last line, send me someone to lava. Okay. Chorus starts on an F. Okay. And you're going to be coming from a G7, but you want to start on an F, and it's 4 times on F. Ready? 4 times on F. 1. I have a dream. Switch to C. I hope will come true. Go to G7. That you're here with me. Then we go to C 4 times, and I'm here with you. Go to F for 4. I wish that the earth see the, go to C, sky up above. Now move to F chord. Twice, send me, switch to G7, someone to see lava. Now, you have that switch from F to G7 to C at the end of every chorus. So let me sort of take you through and kind of go close up with you on that. So if you're on an F, okay, and you're going to G7, you're not moving your first finger, you're simply bringing your 2 fingers down for G7, and then you're going to end up sliding down to C. All right, so let's try 2 strums on F together. Ready? 2 strums. 1, 2. Switch to G7, 1, 2, and then slide down to C, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Practice that switch, okay, a bunch of times. F, 2, G7, 2, C, 2, 3, 4, because because that is the last line of the chorus, which happens 4 or 5 times in the song. So as you're playing through your songs, you want to just start to see like places where you know you can keep one finger in its place. You want to always take advantage of that, because that way you're not having to move your whole hand around. When you're going from a C to an F, you have to move your whole hand. If you're going from a C to a G7, you have to move your whole hand. But when you're going from an F to a G7, you don't have to move your whole hand, right? And don't move your whole hand if you don't have to do that, because it will save you a lot of time of resetting. So what I want you to do is work your way through the song. Every verse is the same as verse 1 that we just did, and the choruses are all the same. And as you work your way through that and you get to the point where you think, okay, I'm ready, then you can go on to the next lesson, which is going to be the play along video. And if you're doing a play along video and it's just too fast for you and you can't get it, it's okay if you stop and you kind of reset and like let it go and just pick up where you can pick up and come back in, because that helps you with those skills of quick thinking and that muscle memory and having to get everything in place. So it's okay if you don't just play through a whole play along video just in one shot, you know. I don't think anyone does that the first time. So hopefully this helped you get through the song. Please use the chord chart as much as you can and just work your way through it at your tempo, your speed, whatever works for you. And when you're ready, you can move on to the next lesson, which is going to be your play along video. So we'll be back here with some more song tutorials coming up, and I'm really proud of you for working as hard as you are. I know in the beginning it's tough and the fingers hurt and you have all these things going, but every time you get to the next level you feel a lot better about yourself. So keep it going and have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.